This video is going to be similar to one that I've already put out. Same type of subject matter, but it's something I feel needs to be addressed. It's the Target exclusives, scalpers, and the woes of being a toy collector. You know, and it's in damn near every group that I see on Facebook. People just throwing a fit about people scalping. The Cobra Island exclusive figures. I've got a Viper and a Firefly here. Everyone's basically just up in arms about people buying these and immediately putting them on the secondary market and selling them for more than retail. And I can understand the frustration with that, considering the fact that with all Target exclusives, it's not just these G.I. Joe figures, it's G.I. Joes, it's the way Masters of the Universe will be when they get their Target exclusives. It's the way Transformers have been with their Target exclusives. They produce a low number of them and create a very high demand for that product. They don't produce enough for everybody to get one, and they're not intended for everybody to have one. That's why they are a store exclusive. They're not a regular production run. Yes, you can purchase them in store at retail if you can find them, but now, thanks to apps like Pop Finder and BrickSeek, everyone has access to track when those items come in stock, including scalpers. And yes, this would be an accurate use of the term scalper. Someone who's buying up the product at retail, keeping other people from getting it, and then selling it at an inflated price. What's become incredibly bothersome about that whole subject is the fact that you now have a group of collectors not only throwing a fit about the price at which someone decides to try and sell their property for, but you also have that same group of collectors, or whatever you want to call them, complaining and throwing a fit whenever they see that someone has purchased more than one figure. Why do you need more than one? Well, because I want them. That's why. Because I want them. And they're literally just having a shit fit because someone buys more than one figure, or more than one of the same figure. Like the Firefly. Some states, some areas only got in one of these figures. They got in either the Viper or the Firefly. And each store only got one case of 6 figures. Now, people who had the opportunity to purchase Firefly bought more than one in the hopes of trading a Firefly for a Cobra Viper. In my area, we only got Cobra Vipers. A friend of mine was lucky enough, and I say lucky enough because he beat the bots, to get a couple of Fireflies on pre-order. They were delivered to his house yesterday. I ran around and picked up an extra Cobra Viper. I only wanted 2. I wanted 2 for my collection, one to open and one to keep sealed. And I ended up getting 3 of them. And the third one, I had the intent of trading it. And I traded that Cobra Viper to my friend for a Firefly so that we could both have the full set. This is what collecting is about. This is what collecting is supposed to be. It's people in an area, or people that know each other online, helping each other out, trading, so that everybody can get what they want. And I say everybody, but I don't mean everybody, because these are limited. There's not going to be enough out there for everyone to have. At the same time, we know what we've already seen with the Cobra Trooper and the Cobra Infantry. The Cobra Trooper was the Cobra Island exclusive, and the Cobra Infantry is that exact same mold with a couple less accessories, released in the regular production series, massively produced, and slightly different paint apps, good looking figure, but it's the same mold. It's a Cobra Trooper. And everybody can get that. They're going to do the same thing with these guys. This is too hot of a mold for them not to reuse. They will do something. They will take away a couple of accessories. My assumption would be they'll get rid of the scarf and You know, I don't really see anything else they could get rid of. They'll get rid of the scarf most likely, and that'll be the accessory that comes with the Cobra Island exclusive. Regular production series will probably have backpack, rifle, goggles, and pistol. And that's really how it comes down. But it'll be a regular production item, and everybody will be able to get their Vipers. I'm somewhat of a completionist, so therefore I want all the Cobra Island stuff as well. Back to the buying multiples for trade fodder or whatever. You know, I watched a friend of mine who got multiple Fireflies. He went to multiple stores searching these out so that he could have some trade fodder and be able to get a Viper like he wanted. I literally watched this guy be called a scalper, or just as bad as a scalper, for buying up more than one of these figures. And it's literally to the point where people are just attacking others for buying more than one of an item. It's a free market. Buy what you want. What people don't understand is the fact that Target does not give a shit about us. Target doesn't care that we're offended by their business practices. They know they're going to sell the items. They know that people are going to line up outside the door before they open to buy these things. When I got mine, I was lined up an hour before the store opened, 33 degrees in the rain to get these. Yes, that's how bad I wanted them. Other people may not want them that bad. They may not want them bad enough to line up that early. The rest of the people that I was lined up with got there a little bit after I did. But between that store and the other store that we all went to, everybody that was trying to get one was able to get one. And everybody was happy. I think that one of the biggest problems that's breeding all of this hate, anger, and discord amongst these groups of people is instant gratification, instant satisfaction. You know, we live in a world where everything that we want can be ordered in the palm of your hand and delivered to your door. Just about everything except these. These don't get delivered to my house. For some reason, Target won't deliver to my zip code, even though I'm in town, right on the interstate. But a lot of these people feel like they're entitled to have this stuff handed directly to them, and that they should somehow, or that they somehow deserve to instantly have everything that they want. And I know that a lot of these people come from the same generation that I do. Back when we were kids, we didn't have that option. If we didn't have Pop Finder, we didn't have eBay and all that. We didn't have BrickSeek. We couldn't track the store inventory. We had to either basically just kind of wait around or wait until things popped up on internet forums or whatever. We didn't have Facebook to trade with people. We had forums, and we had to email each other lists of things that we had for sale or trade or whatnot, or find them at toy shows whenever we could, find one of those popping up. But back then, even as far back as the 25th anniversary, when Target did their exclusive Cobra Island 25th anniversary figures, for the most part, I know I wasn't able to track their inventory. I had to luck upon it in the store and, maybe talk to someone who worked there and develop some kind of a relationship with them so that they would, let me know, hey, we've got this stuff coming in on the truck, and you can try and be here when it's put out or whatever. And back then, I never bought more than one of anything. I never even thought to buy more than one of anything. I wanted one. And that's pretty much what I want now, except for some of these figures. I like them so much that I just want a couple of them for my collection. I'm not an army builder. I see guys going out there buying up every one of these that they can see. They've got 8, 10, 12, 20, whatever. I've seen pictures posted from a couple people that have like 20 plus of the Cobra Island Troopers. I don't want that many, but I'm happy that they were able to find them. They're able to get them. Either they're spending a lot of money in the secondary market for them, or they're putting in the work and putting in the effort to go store to store to store and find these on the shelf, or getting Target employees to bring them out of the back for them or whatever. But they're putting in the work, and that's one of the things that a lot of people fail to realize if they want these things, they're going to have to put in the work. They don't go to stores. They'd rather sit back and complain on the internet about how nobody gave me one. I think a lot of people have lost sight of the fact that putting in the work to hunt these things down is part of collecting. It's part of being a collector. And to most of us, we look back and we think about what we enjoyed most about these. It's not necessarily the owning them or the possession of these items. It's the act of the hunt, the thrill of the hunt. And that goes back to not just toy collecting, but that's throughout many, many other hobbies. It's the thrill of the hunt, being able to actually find some of these things in the wild, or whatever you want to call it. But finding them in stores or finding them at toy shows, and actually the enjoyment, it's the journey. It's the enjoyment of the journey. I have met people and made friends. I've made acquaintances with other collectors who are after the same thing, and we all enjoy the same stuff in my hunt for these Cobra Island figures. The first wave, met some really cool guys, developed a good relationship with a couple of them, and that's why I have a Firefly and 2 Vipers today, because I made friends with someone who we've helped each other out with a couple of different items. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be sitting back on the internet complaining about people selling something for a higher price than retail. It's not supposed to be bitching about somebody having more than one of a figure that you want, that you think you somehow deserve to have, without putting in that effort, without putting in that work. If you want this stuff, get out there, go to Target, be there when they open. I know that's not the perfect option for everybody, but damn it, there is a day. You've got a day, or you can make time to get out there, go in the store, line up at the door before they open. Use Pop Finder, use BrickSeek, use whatever it is, whatever resources available to track these inventories. Get out there and find them. Put in that footwork, put in that legwork to make what you want happen. Sitting back and complaining about it on the internet's not going to get these things in your hands. You might, if you're lucky and somebody takes pity on you. Speaking of which, I've seen plenty of pity parties. I've seen people posting about, my kid wanted that. Your kid didn't want that. Most of the time, and now there are some situations where, yes, kids want these, kids like them, kids are getting into collecting and whatnot. But chances are, this wasn't for your kid. You're not hunting down something that's selling for $125 to $150. You're not hunting this down for your kid. You're hunting it down for yourself. You're hunting it down for yourself to either put in your collection, or you're hunting it down to resell. That's one of the big things about these people that throw a fit about scalpers and whatnot. I think that a lot of them are probably scalpers themselves and are just mad that somebody else got something that they didn't. I've seen stories that are like, they're clearly made up. Somebody talking about how I stood out in the rain with my 4-year-old for an hour, and a grown man snatched a Cobra Viper out of my 4-year-old's hands and took off. Like, where'd he take off to? Did he take off to the register? What kind of man are you that you're not going to beat the brakes off somebody for grabbing something out of your child's hand? Yeah, I'll chalk this story up to things that didn't happen for 100, Alex. That shit didn't happen. Nobody's going to let another person grab something out of their child's hands. It's not going to happen. You're going to say something. If you can't physically do something about it yourself, you're going to say something to management in the store, and you're going to have them stop them. Stores have security. Stores have people working there up front. All you got to do is say, hey, this guy shoved my kid. This guy grabbed this out of my kid's hands. Why do you have your child standing out in the rain, your 4-year-old standing out in the rain for an hour? Sounds like, if the story is by some miracle true, it sounds like this person needs to get their priorities straight and get their head out of their ass and figure life out, because at that point, it ain't about this. Saw another post where a guy was talking about how he had items in his cart Well, he had to go use the restroom. So he parks his cart outside the restrooms. What's near the restrooms in most Walmart stores? The service desk. If you've got a bunch of random stuff in your cart and you park it up by the service desk, there's a pretty good possibility that if you're gone very long, and I've had this happen because I've parked my stuff up there before, but there's a pretty good possibility that a store associate's going to grab that cart and take it back to reclaim. They're going to take it and throw it in the bins where they take all the stuff that's been abandoned around the store and they put it back on the shelf. And this guy's immediately jumping to the conclusion of, someone stole these items from me out of my cart. They stole them. They stole them from my child. Like, dude, you hadn't paid for them. They weren't yours yet. They were in your cart. You had not paid for them. And even if you did, all you got to do is report it stolen. If you've got your receipt and you've got the bags where the items were bagged up, it would literally be stealing in front of the store, inside the store. You could report that. There's security cameras. And again, with some of these items, it's a little bit more believable that they are for kids, or that people want them for their kids. And that was the big thing that this guy was going after, was the fact that somebody stole this from my kid. Now my kid is crying. Maybe. Very highly doubtful. I don't think that your kid's really that concerned with these collectible items. More and more people are sinking to the depth of using their child for a pity party. And in this particular case, it worked. It worked. Because in that same post where the guy was talking about his kid crying, somebody took pity on him, was like, man, I feel really bad this happened to you. Shoot me your address. I'll send you one of these for free for your kid. Dude, the guy's probably just going to turn around and sell it. Yeah, it's stuff that has been readily available for a while. The guy's probably just going to sell it. These are the tactics that I think scalpers and scammers are going to now. They're using their children as a way to get sympathy and pity, and have people hook them up with better prices and whatnot. Anytime I sell something, it's pretty much going to be, like just above retail plus shipping. Take care of me on my total cost out the door plus shipping. I hook up my friends. I hook up my friends a lot. If I don't know you, chances are I'm not going to hook you up, because I'm going to automatically assume that you're just wanting to resell it for a higher value. If you come to me and ask me about something, hey, can you help me get one of these? Yeah, I'll do my best to help you get one, and I'm not going to screw you on price. But if you come to me with something that I have for sale and you throw a fit about the price, which, believe it or not, a lot of people do, they will throw a fit about the price, even if it's priced at retail plus shipping. They somehow feel like they're entitled to get things below retail with free shipping, and that baffles me. I don't really understand why someone feels entitled to that, but it happens. But if you approach people, if you approach other collectors with respect that you would expect to receive yourself, and you're friendly with them, chances are they're going to be willing to hook you up. Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron thrust. A buddy of mine that I've developed a decent relationship online with recently. I don't know if we've hooked each other up with anything or not. I think I might have sold him something, or he sold me something. But anyway, he was out at Target and he found 3 of them. He found 3 of them on the shelf. He bought all 3 of them. He messaged me as soon as he did and said, hey man, do you need one of these? I said, yes, I do. He's like, well, I found 3 of them. Should I get them all? I said, yes, get them all. I said, another friend of mine needs one too, and he doesn't live far from you. We all kind of live within a couple of hours of each other. And through that transaction and through that exchange, 3 collectors were able to get what they wanted and what they've been looking for. And we didn't screw anybody by taking them all off the shelf. They would have been bought anyway, but they went to 3 collectors and not 3 scalpers. So before I ramble on and any more in this video, the main point is that not everybody is this dark, evil, looming scalper. The scalper is the new terrorist. The word scalper is getting thrown around at anything and everything that you just don't like. And not everybody is a scalper. Keep in mind that a scalper is someone who buys up the supply of a retail item and resells it at whatever they choose to resell it for. They help to determine market value. And market value is just whatever someone is willing to pay. But not everyone is a scalper. Just because I bought 2 Vipers doesn't make me a scalper. I'm not selling them. These things, yes, are currently readily available at retail. The Cobra Trooper and the Baroness figure, those are not readily available at retail. If someone is selling those for more than what they cost at retail, that's not scalping, that's reselling at market value. Those items are not available at retail. These are currently in production, they're currently available, and anyone who is selling them at a higher price is a scalper. But not everyone buying them is a scalper. Get that through your thick heads. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for more videos, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I do post new content. I've got more G.I. Joe videos, Transformers, and other stuff coming to you. And Yooo Joe!